This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, Sarasota County firefighters are on the scene right now in downtown Sarasota high-rise. This is a rescue operation where a construction worker is dangling 10 stories up from collapsed scaffolding. The rescue taking place at the Echelon on South Palm Avenue right now. Gulfstream Avenue is blocked at Main Street, and a section of Palm Avenue is blocked off as well. Police are directing traffic around the rescue area. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joined us now live from the scene with an update on the rescue. Adam?
Yeah, Scott, good afternoon. This is still very much an active situation. I am on the bayfront side of that construction building, and we are going to give you a look at what is happening right now in these rescue efforts. There is a firefighter 10 stories up on that scaffolding with this worker, as you can see right there. He met him. That firefighter is Michael Keene from the Sarasota County Fire Department. He came down 8 stories from the roof of the building to meet this worker who is 10 stories up. Now, we are told by the fire officials that it was the scaffolding engine started going on one side while the engine was shut off on another, and that is what left this scaffolding so tilted to the angle that it is right now. Fire officials are going to try and lower the worker and firefighter Keene down to the ground, but they say they are just taking their time right now. They are in no hurry. That construction worker is connected to his own safety line and now the fire department safety line from the roof of the building, and they are hoping that they can just get him down safely to the ground. Now, they were thinking about going through the windows there, but they tell us that those are hurricane-proof windows, and breaking through them, while it is possible, it may have actually injured that construction worker, so they decided to just meet him from the top and try to get him down to the ground. We will be following this for the rest of the afternoon, and perhaps throughout our show you can check our social media and website mysuncoast.com for more updates. For now, live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott, back to you.
And Adam, this is something that these firefighters just got some practice doing this on another real live rescue at the Westin Hotel in downtown Sarasota just a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that's right, Scott. It happened just a couple blocks away, right at the corner of Gulfstream and 41. Very similar situation. Scaffolding tilted down on an angle. They did take that worker up to the roof, but he was much closer to the roof at that time. I guess they just felt it was safer to lower to the ground right now. But the fire chief told us then that they practice these operations regularly and is very confident in their ability to make these rescues.
That's a sign of the times with all these high-rises going up in Sarasota. Adam, thank you so much. We'll get back to you as those developments warrant there on the scene in downtown Sarasota. In national news, shifting stories and growing controversy over Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting with a Kremlin-linked lawyer. The revelation coming as several investigators continue looking into possible ties between the Trump campaign and Russia. ABC's Emily Rao has the latest now from Washington.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Moscow.
A Miss Universe connection initiated the meeting between then-candidate Donald Trump's inner circle and a Russian lawyer with reported ties to the Kremlin. Responding to a New York Times report, Don Jr. first told ABC News on Saturday the meeting was primarily about an adoption program and did not mention talk of campaign dirt on Clinton. But then a New York Times follow-up citing White House advisors who said the president's son only agreed to that meeting after the promise of information harmful to Hillary Clinton. So on Sunday, Donald Jr. revising his account, saying the lawyer stated that she had information that individuals connected to Russia were supporting Mrs. Clinton. But he says her statements were vague, ambiguous, and made no sense. Then the meeting quickly turned to Russian adoptions and policy, prompting Don Jr. to end the meeting. Counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, coming to his defense Monday on GMA.
And Don Jr. came forth this weekend and gave more information about the meeting. He also made very clear
after denying
that
it,
no information that was meaningful and helpful was gained from this.
Donald Jr. also tweeting, "Obviously, I'm the first person on a campaign to ever take a meeting to hear info about an opponent. Went nowhere but had to listen. No inconsistency in statements. Meeting ended up being primarily about adoptions. In response to further questions, I simply provided more details." The Kremlin is also commenting on this situation, a spokesman saying they do not know the Russian lawyer who met with Donald Jr., Paul Manafort, and Jared Kushner. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
Here at home, a Southwest Florida man who was attacked by an alligator is undergoing more surgery today. On Friday, the man was bitten on the arm by a gator while he dove for golf balls at a Charlotte County golf course. ABC 7's Ray Collins has an update on a story that brought nationwide attention. Ray?
Yeah, Scott, another day of surgery for Scott Lahoduc. He already has hundreds of stitches in his upper left arm from Friday's incident. The 51-year-old was diving for golf balls at the Rotunda Golf and Country Club Friday, something he's done for a living the past 30 years, but this time ended much differently than the previous dives, as you see right there. A 10.5-foot, 600-pound gator like that one attacked him in the pond, nearly ripping off his left arm. Before going into surgery this morning, Lahoduc said over the weekend from his bed in Fort Myers that the gator was so strong it waved him back and forth like a rag doll before he was able to break free.
When he initially attacked me and shook his head, I mean, he moved my whole body with him. He rolled, so I kind of played dead and rolled with him. And then the thought came to me to start punching him.
That's the thing to do, experts say. The incident was the first of 3 attacks in 3 days in Southwest Florida. Saturday, a gator bit a boy's ankle while he swam on the Peace River in Punta Gorda. And then last night, a Fort Myers woman in her garden was bit on the leg in San Carlos Park. Wildlife experts say there are 1.3 million gators in Florida. Scott, back to you.
All right, Ray. Well, glad he's doing well today. Thank you so much. The victim in a deadly house fire in Venice has been identified. Jeffrey Guffey died after his home caught fire early Saturday morning. Neighbors say they heard him banging and screaming inside the home. One tried crawling to the victim inside the home, which was filled with smoke, but he could not reach the man in time.
After I used about 50 pounds of extinguisher powder, I saw that it wasn't doing nothing and it got up in the rafters. And I knew at that time it was just too big to take on.
Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation in their attempts to rescue the person inside. Both were treated and released. The State Fire Marshal's office says an electrical malfunction is a possible cause of this fire, but they are still investigating. New this afternoon, a Manatee County teenager brings light and aid to a Central American village. 17-year-old Kyle Jewell of Lakewood Ranch traveled with 22 others this summer to Guatemala to help install solar lights at a mountaintop village. The area they traveled to is inhabited by descendants of the Mayans. They had lived in darkness for years after sunset. 3 solar units were installed in the village. These solar lights are part of a sister schools program of the Manatee Riverside Rotary Club's International Project. So good work there, bringing light where it was definitely needed. Let's get a check on our weather now. John is off today. Josh Stone in with us today, and yeah, it seems like a typical summer day for us today, huh?
So say we got the forecast right.
Yeah.
Hot and humid, a few clouds out there. We all know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's check out the current temperature. Yeah, exactly. It's warm. 89 degrees right now, 70 degrees in the dew point, so it's humid. And not much of a wind, but the wind's coming out generally out of the south and southeast, and you can see that pattern on the radar with some of these storms firing up in the center portion of the state and also well off the shore here of the Sun Coast in the Gulf of Mexico. But with the heating of the day and the sea breeze convergence, we'll get a little more shower activity that develops on our radar. But it does look like we are going to have more of a rain chance over the next few days with a tropical remnants of what was once Tropical Depression number 4. Here you go. Our highs today, lower 90s. We'll talk more about this when I come back.
All right, Josh, thank you. New this afternoon, new traffic numbers show deadly crashes are down for the first half of this year compared to 2016. According to data from Florida's Integrated Report Exchange System, there were 1,365 crashes from January through June in Sarasota County. 16 people have died in those crashes. That's way down from the same period last year when 39 people were killed. Florida Highway Patrol is currently conducting a campaign for safe summer travel, asking drivers to slow down and avoid distracted driving. ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. And Richard, looks like we've got a market that's looking for some direction so far today.
Scott, you're absolutely right, and I don't know that we've found that direction. Earlier this morning, the market was down by as much as 40 points and frankly didn't go much of anywhere. Then just before I came in, we're up about 11, 12, 14 points, back to 7 points, but slightly in plus territory. A lot going on this week, a lot of earnings reports, and Fed Chairman Janet Yellen will be speaking before Congress on both Wednesday and Thursday. So I guess as far as looking for direction, we'll just have to stay tuned. Let's take a look at a quiet market for right now. There you see the Dow up 7.5 points, a whopping 0.03% at 21,421.81 on volume of 419 million shares. The NASDAQ is the leader of the day, up almost 0.2%, more than 11 points at 6,164.52. That on volume of 702 million shares. The S&P also with an up arrow, not a lot, but 0.1%, just under 3 points at 2,427.97. Well, I hope you're ready for Christmas in July. Yes, that's what Amazon Prime calls their big day, which they have done now. This is the third consecutive year. Christmas in July starts at 9 o'clock tonight. It's obviously an online sale with Amazon, and it runs until 3 a.m. our time on Wednesday morning, more than 24 hours. Hundreds of thousands, yes, I said hundreds of thousands of items are going to be at a discount, and in fact, new items are going to be offered every 5 minutes. So you're going to have a chance to see what's going to be available, and as it comes available, you're going to have a chance to do it. It seems that televisions are the most likely big discounted items, and they have a huge quantity on hand, but they also say, guess what? They're probably going to run out anyway. Christmas in July, Amazon, again, just does it right.
And new TV for football season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds pretty
Scott,
good, you know?
Correct.
And you have some local news about Amazon, too.
Yeah, they're expanding in Florida. Big surprise. Orlando, they was just announced this morning they're going to open a brand new distribution center, 1,500 employees, and it will open sometime in 2018. So Amazon just keeps growing and growing and growing.
They sure do. Richard, thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome.
And as Amazon gets ready for that big Prime Day, other retailers are lining up their own deals. JCPenney, Kohl's, and Macy's are all offering exclusive discounts before and during Prime Day. However, major players like Walmart, Target, and Lowe's are skipping the event. Some businesses are choosing instead to hold sales around Prime Day so as not to miss out on market share, but others don't see the relatively new annual event as much of a threat. We'll see. Time now to get over to the kitchen now. Our good friend is there today, Chef Jamil Pineda from Michael's on East. Jamil, great to see you again. What are you fixing for us today?
We're going to do a beautiful Southwestern style mahi-mahi with some yellow tomato gazpacho, spinach, roasted tomato. Very light, something of our City Light menu on Michael's, so stay tuned.
We will. Thank you, Chef.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
I'm Cindy Lou. I'm Susie. I'm Missy. And I'm Betty Jean. And we're the Marvelous Wonderettes. Mr. Sandman.
Experience the best girl group songs from the 50s and 60s live on stage at the Players Center July 12th through the 23rd. Call 941-365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll fall in love with the Marvelous Wonderettes.
I'm so alone.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
It does things that seem impossible. Feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Afternoon. I'm meteorologist Josh Young in for John Scalzi today. He has the day off. Well, we walk outside and we walk out to this. Upper 80s, lower 90s. It's warm, and the heat index, the feel-like temperature, makes it even feel warmer, mid to upper 90s. So just prepare for that after you watch your newscast. You go outside and it's going to be warm. So hot and humid for our forecast today. Rain chance increases actually over the next several days thanks to the remnants of what was once Tropical Depression number 4. That's going to scoot on up from the southeast to help increase that rain chance for the Suncoast. And then we're looking at something that potentially could be tropical trouble. We'll break that down for you in just a moment. Let's check out our radar right now. Few heavier showers and thunderstorms in the spine of the state, so that's well east of the Suncoast, but things are just starting to get going now with the heating of the day, instability in the atmosphere, sea breeze convergence, and then bam, you've got all sorts of storms that will start to develop. About a 30 to 40% chance of showers around the Suncoast for this afternoon. But right now, most of the activity is well east of I-75 and east of our viewing area, and also some shower activity out here off the coast in the Gulf of Mexico. All right, national picture. There's actually a hurricane out there, but this is in the Pacific Ocean. This is Eugene, and Eugene's a Category 2 hurricane. This tracks into the open waters of the Pacific, so it's going to eventually get over cooler waters and deeper waters over here and lose its strength. We did have a system that tracked in the Chicagoland area earlier this morning, caused some travel delays at the airports over here. Looks like this is fizzling out. And for us, well, again, afternoon storms in our forecast, and then the remnants of that depression comes our way to increase the rain chance for the rest of the week. So speaking of the tropics, let's see, we've had Arlene, we've had Brett, and we've had Tropical Storm Cindy that just took place 3 weeks ago. What about Don? Well, Don will be the next storm, and the question is, could this be Don? This is a tropical disturbance in the eastern Atlantic. Not organized, just an innocent-looking storm. But it looks like potentially this is going to gain strength and move westward. The question is, where is it going to go? Some of our computer forecasting models take it right into Florida. Some of it take it into Belize. And the latest trend takes it right in the center here, just to the south of Key West, moves it into the Gulf of Mexico and blows this thing up as it heads to Texas. Either way, this is still, we're looking at maybe mid to late next week. It's nothing yet, just a disturbance, but it's something to keep a close eye on, because this is about a 300-400 mile spread here. We just don't know where it's going to go yet, but it does look like it is going to be tracking westward and to the northwest. So we'll just have to keep our close eye on that. As far as the 7-day forecast, there's your increase in rain coming our way, and highs once again hovering around the 90-degree mark. Scott?
Josh, thank you. We have an update now on that scaffolding rescue taking place in downtown Sarasota. A worker was dangling 10 stories up, but is now safely back on the ground. Let's get live to ABC 7's Adam Cellini on the scene with the latest. Adam?
Yeah, Yes, got a huge sigh of relief for everyone out here who has been watching this unfold for the last hour. That worker struggling, dangling 10 stories high from inside scaffolding that was turned to almost a completely vertical angle. They lowered a firefighter down to his location. That firefighter had come about 8 stories down to the scaffolding. He connected him to more fire rescue lines, and that worker was still connected to his own safety line. And then they took their time lowering him down all 10 stories to the ground. It did not happen fast, but the fire department said that was by design. They wanted to take their time. They always want to take their time with these operations. There's no need to rush. Safety is always a priority. But like I said, yeah, big sigh of relief once that firefighter made it back to the ground. I couldn't tell from where we were standing if they ended up taking him away on a stretcher. I know they had brought a stretcher back there, so he may be receiving extra medical attention now on the other side of the street. And a quick reminder, anyone driving in this area, be very careful. We're standing along 41 on the Bayfront side, and there's a lot of emergency vehicles. Traffic is slowing down. They have some SPD officers trying to keep people moving along, and we believe South Palm Avenue was closed for a short period of time. We're not sure if that's open yet, but just be very careful driving around this area. For now, live in Sarasota, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott, back to you.
Great work out there by those firefighters once again. Adam, thank you so much for the updates. New developments this afternoon on health care. The clock on the new bill to repeal and replace Obamacare this year is running out. Republican senators are back in Washington, D.C., hoping to make some quick moves. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
Congress is back to work from their July 4th recess, and Republicans are right back to where they left off, battling to repeal and replace Obamacare.
I believe we can get this done.
But the battle just got tougher. One more Republican has dropped their support for the bill, making it at least 10 Senate Republicans voting no, when the party can only afford to lose 2.
It's probably going to be dead.
On CBS, Senator John McCain says enough is enough, even acknowledging the possibility of a Plan B, working with Democrats on a compromise.
It doesn't mean they don't that they control it. It means they can have amendments considered. And even when they lose, then they're part of the process. That's what democracy is supposed to be all about.
But this morning, President Trump is positive Congress will get this new bill passed, promising a beautiful new health care bill fully approved and ready to go. But if he wants his party to come together, both moderate and conservative Republicans must get on board. A difficult task when moderates think the new bill goes too far and conservatives say it doesn't go far enough. Senator Ted Cruz remains confident his party will repeal and replace Obamacare.
I believe Republicans can come together to honor that promise, and I think the way to do it is to focus on lowering premiums.
The clock on health care is already ticking again. Starting today, Republicans have just 15 days left before their August break. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
In health news, new research is linking poor sleeping habits to Alzheimer's. Researchers surveying more than 100 people who were at high risk of developing the brain disease, and they found those who reported having sleep problems had more biological markers for Alzheimer's disease in their spinal fluid than people who did not report sleep problems. But doctors say they're still not sure what comes first, the Alzheimer's or the sleep issues.
We don't know what the chicken or egg cause is here. It may very well be that sleeping longer will help us to prevent us from developing or slow down the process of Alzheimer's disease. But we certainly don't have the definitive answer as yet.
This is a new report, and doctors say more research is still needed. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a British mother's plea to save her infant son is stretching across here to the United States. And one of the busiest days at Wimbledon is underway. We'll look at the matches so far. Coming up next.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
Download ABC7's all-new official Suncoast weather app onto all your devices so you can stay informed wherever you go. With our full-featured all-new weather app, you can get weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. ABC7's all-new official Suncoast weather app, sponsored by Mr. Sparky. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download yours today.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah. Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Tampa Bay Rays finishing off their series against the Boston Red Sox with a win. Brad Miller hitting a tie-breaking 2-run homer in the 8th inning, and relief pitcher Brad Boxberger working out of a 2-out, 2-on jam in the 8th inning, before Alex Colomé got 3 outs for the 25th save in the 9th inning. The Rays taking 2 out of 3 games from the first-place Red Sox before the All-Star break. Final score, Rays win it 5-3. Tampa Bay now with a 47-43 record. That's 13 more wins than last year at the All-Star break. The Rays now just 3.5 games out of first place. On the track, Helio Castroneves dominates the IndyCar race at Iowa Speedway. The 42-year-old led 217 of 300 laps. This was his first victory since 2014. J.R. Hildebrand finished second, followed by Ryan Hunter-Ray, Will Power, and Graham Rahal. At Wimbledon, all 16 fourth-round matches are being played on the same day. Very busy day there. Up first was Venus Williams, the 5-time Wimbledon champ, returning to the quarterfinals with a straight-set 6-3, 6-2 victory over 19-year-old Ana Konja of Croatia. She served impeccably, hitting 7 aces and winning 31 of 36 first serve points. This was Williams' first match since South Florida police rescinded their original conclusion that she was at fault in a fatal 2-car crash last month. Her lawyer says surveillance video proved she was not to blame for the wreck.
Venus Williams entered the intersection on a green light. She had the right by state law to get through the intersection. And so she was correctly entering and exiting that intersection.
A man died 2 weeks after the crash. His wife was also injured. The couple's lawyer filed a wrongful death lawsuit. Williams was not hurt. Also at the All-England Club today, top seed Angelique Kerber is out. The loss means she will lose her #1 ranking. Andy Murray is playing right now in the main stadium, looking for his 3rd title there at Wimbledon. Also on the court today, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic, all scheduled to play later today. Former First Lady Michelle Obama will appear at this week's ESPY Awards. ESPN has chosen Mrs. Obama to help posthumously honor Special Olympics founder Eunice Kennedy Shriver. The Courage Award is given annually to someone who embodies the spirit of its namesake, tennis legend and longtime human rights campaigner Arthur Ashe. In a statement, former First Lady says Shriver's work inspired and changed the lives of countless young athletes. Shriver died in 2009. You can see the ESPY Awards this Wednesday right here on ABC7. Time now to get back to the kitchen. Josh is with our guest today, Chef Jamil Pineda from Michael's on East. Josh?
All right, Scott, it is lunchtime, and we have a lot of really good-looking things in front of us.
Of course, and a lot of very nice, healthy things. like a yellow tomato gazpacho. We got some mahi-mahi, some avocado corn, spinach, roasted tomato. But let's start this very quick. So this is part of a city life menu that we do at Michael's on East, that we're trying to, come up with a less than 700 calories for lunch, around 24 fat grams and stuff like that to get a little healthy. Part of a thing that we do that we call it City Life menu.
And how long have you had this?
We have this now for about 2 years.
Okay.
It's one of the things we're trying to create for lunch at Michael's and East is try to get the people to come in. It used to be like, come in for a nice long lunch, and then we created some part of the menus that you can come in and get out of there within half an hour and still have a great meal. So what I did here, I put some blackening seasoning. I put in a little bit of virgin olive oil, just a tiny bit, just to get this a little wet. So you don't want to put too much. This is a City Light menu. Sure. And then right here we got some spinach. We got roasted tomatoes, and the spinach is just a little sauteed, almost steamed with a little bit of garlic. And then we have a yellow tomato salsa here. So we're trying to do a very light oil. So I'm going to go ahead and start plating this dish while that cooks, because it's going to take a little while for that to cook. And then we got some yellow tomato right on the bottom here, gazpacho. And it's, the recipe are good, even though they're a little long, but they're, they're nice. I got some mahi-mahi already cooking here, if you can see, ready to go.
And how long does that take in the oven there?
What I want to do is sear the fish. Flip and then put it in the oven for about 6 minutes to make sure that it is cooked all the way through.
It'll take that long.
So it's going to be almost like a little pan roasted dish. I got some little spinach right here. Like I said, a little bit of olive oil, virgin olive oil.
That looks terrific.
So, we got some tomatoes with garlic. Once again, a little bit of virgin olive oil. Trying to use this little bit as possible to make sure when we do the fat content and the calorie content is very low. And then nothing say good with some avocado right here with some roasted corn and then just a little lemon juice. So we're going to put that right on top right here. And just
so from start to finish, you're talking about maybe about 15 minutes, maybe?
Well, with the preparation, each thing has to prepare. You have to cook the tomatoes so you can make the gazpacho. What we do is we take basically some yellow tomatoes, some onions, and garlic, and boil in water, and then cook them all the way through, and then we puree, and then we start adding all the vegetables, the cilantro, and things of that nature. So right here we got a beautiful sear. If you can see, you don't want to get too black.
Yeah, that looks great.
So it looks beautiful like that. And if you can see, the oil is almost gone, because you don't want to be using so much oil. And this is the part where it's fun. The good thing with this is if you use a Teflon pan, it won't stick. So we're going to put them in the oven for 425 degrees, and then that's going to cook for the next 6 minutes.
Okay. And it's on the menu here, this special section for the City Life?
For the City Life, which you can see I don't know if you can see that, but it has calories under 700.
Oh, wow.
Total fat grams under, between 24 or under. So this is part of the City Life menu, plus, the rest of the menu is kind of cool, so.
Well, this looks terrific. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For coming in. And you can get this recipe and other recipes if you go to mysuncoast.com and click on the Dining tab. Stay with us, everyone. Scott will be right back.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small.
I mean, really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help.
And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Topping this half hour, a British court is assessing new evidence in the case of a terminally ill baby. The mother of 11-month-old Charlie Gard is pleading with judges to allow her son to receive experimental treatment. ABC's James Longman has his latest now from London.
The latest twist in an ongoing fight over the future of a very sick little boy. Charlie Gard's parents have so far lost all their appeals to stop doctors from turning off his life support. They've argued he should be allowed to die with dignity.
He's our son, he's our flesh and blood. We feel that it should be our right as parents to decide.
But today, a court will hear new evidence about the experimental treatment in the US that Charlie's parents want him to undergo. That treatment is not a cure for his genetic disease, there isn't one, but it could reduce its symptoms. His mother, Connie, says 7 doctors from around the world are backing them.
There is potential for him to be a completely normal boy, but we don't know, because you just don't know until you try.
She's also praised the support of the Pope and President Trump. An evangelical preacher from the US has also flown in to offer his prayers.
The second stage of the hearing will take place Thursday, when Charlie's future will perhaps at last be decided. James Longman, ABC News, London.
Also overseas, an overnight fire erupts at a waterside market in London. The city's Camden Market catching fire early this morning around 3 a.m. Fortunately, no one was hurt. It's now under control. The cause of that fire is still unknown. About 28 million people visit the market every year for its shopping, entertainment, and nightlife. This is the second time the market has been affected by a fire. The first was back in 2008. That fire closed the market for 15 months. Here in the States, 2 major wildfires are forcing thousands of people from their homes in California. One fire burning about 60 miles north of Sacramento. That's forced about 4,000 people to evacuate, and another 7,400 are preparing to leave their homes. In Southern California, at least 3,500 people evacuated after 2 fires spread quickly at separate ends of Santa Barbara County over the weekend. That fire is still burning. It's only about 5% contained. Of course, it's not helping that it's really warm out there too. Those fires just with the dry ground and that heat, they take off.
And the gusty winds, any sort of wind gust can just spread that thing like that. And it's really a shame. But we're dealing with heat and humidity and a good chance for shower activity later on this afternoon inland. 89 degrees is our current temperature outside. Dew point sitting at 70. And a few clouds out there. You can see on the radar most of the activity is inland now, and looks like that's going to be the case as we go through the latter part of the afternoon with these storms developing. Right now, though, along the Suncoast, everything looks fairly quiet as we show you this radar. Our day planner shows our highs topping out in the low 90s, and then the rain starts to ramp up. It does look like there's something brewing in the tropics, and the question is that going to be coming our way? We'll let you know in the main weathercast when I come back. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Josh, thank you. Happening today, a judge will decide whether former Penn State fraternity brothers will face charges in the alcohol-related death of a pledge. ABC's Gio Benitez is in State College, Pennsylvania, with more.
18 former Penn State frat members head back to court charged in connection with the death of 19-year-old pledge Tim Piazza.
We have a friend who is unconscious. He hasn't moved. He's probably in an ambulance.
That 911 call coming nearly 12 hours after the sophomore's head-first fall down a flight of stairs after an alcohol-fueled hazing ritual at the Beta Theta Pi fraternity house this past February. Penn State permanently shutting down that fraternity. The key evidence against the young men, surveillance video from nearly every room in the house. It was played only in court. Piazza was visibly drunk, downing at least 4 drinks in just minutes, falling down the stairs, struggling and in pain for hours.
I observed the defendants, men kidding, backslapping, joking, and acting as though they were at a fraternity reunion.
Prosecutors say the video shows frat brothers ignoring Piazza and even hitting him. Piazza's parents, who say they can't bear to watch the video, spoke to GMA in May.
They set out to feed these guys lethal amounts of alcohol from the outset.
The charges range from involuntary manslaughter to reckless endangerment to tampering with evidence. The video shows the frat brothers getting rid of all traces of alcohol before police arrive, even putting a clean shirt on Piazza's unconscious body. Defense attorneys for the former frat brothers say the video does not show intent to hurt Piazza.
I don't see how anybody, Joey M's in particular, could be charged with the knowledge that this was anything more than a frat brother who had too much to drink.
Still, Piazza's parents say their behavior is indefensible.
I don't know where their conscience was, whether the voice in the back of their head was saying, he's hurt, I got to do the right thing.
And Penn State telling ABC News this morning that it is vigorously working to implement new safety measures for the fall semester, calling Piazza's death a horrible tragedy. Gio Benitez, ABC News, Bellefonte, Pennsylvania.
A U.S. Army soldier is facing charges in the death of a New York State police trooper. 32-year-old Justin Walters is charged with first and second-degree murder in the death of New York State trooper Joel Davis. Davis was responding to a domestic call late last night at Walters' home when he was gunned down. Walters' wife was also found dead at the scene. Investigators say he shot and killed his wife and wounded another woman who lived on that property. Walters is an active duty infantryman. He's being held without bond. Trooper Davis leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Here at home, the first U.S. Marine killed in the Iraq War from Manatee County is honored by an artist. Christopher Cobb was just 19 years old when he was killed fighting in Iraq back in 2004. Several months ago, his mother Sheila Cobb was contacted by Jacksonville artist Cliff Leonard, who wanted to create a statue of her son. She sent Leonard several photos, and after months of waiting, she got her first look at the statue this past weekend. The artist is a Vietnam War veteran who makes sculptures of Marines for the families they left behind. He started this project years ago.
I just look at these guys as my little brothers, and I would like for their memory to live on as long as possible.
The statue is molded from clay and its base is carved from a piece of wood. Cobb's mother says thanks to Leonard, her son will always be in her heart. When we come back, Josh will have another check on our forecast for the rest of the week, plus the future of an iconic music venue that has been bringing legends to the Suncoast for the past 20 years. We'll be right back.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Well, looks like a beautiful day, partly to mostly cloudy skies out there, and the only thing is it's quite warm when you walk outside. Temperatures in the lower to mid-90s, feels even warmer than that. 89 degrees right now in Sarasota, 88 in Venice, 90 in Northport, 89 in Arcadia. So it's quite warm, and you factor the heat index or the feel-like temperature, it feels warmer, upper 90s. Feels like 97 when you walk outside here in Sarasota and Venice, 99 in Arcadia. But notice the anomaly here. Upper 70s here in Sebring, Avon Park, Lake Placid, but it's 99 in Arcadia. So what's going on here? I think something's wrong with maybe the thermometer or something, but actually what's going on is we have some showers and thunderstorms over these areas cooling down the atmosphere. So that's why their temperatures are a little bit cooler right now than places where the rain is not falling. For the most part, the radar looks quiet along the coast here in the Sun Coast, but storms just starting to get going here well inland with the heating of the day and the instability and the sea breeze convergence. We'll have more showers and storms that develop on the radar inland. Speaking of storms, there's a hurricane out here in the Pacific Ocean. This is a Category 2 Eugene. It's going to continue to move towards the north and west out here in the open waters of the Pacific Ocean and slowly lose its strength. So other than a few fishermen and whales, it's not going to affect anyone. But there's another system here, the remnants of Tropical Depression number 4. Remember that from a few days ago? Got a little excited there. Wow, this thing was going to develop, and then it just fell apart. But the remnants of it is still going to be coming our way from the southeast to help increase the rain chance over the next several days. But speaking of rain and the chance increasing for that, we have to watch now a tropical disturbance, little innocent looking cluster of clouds, not really affecting anyone right now, but this potentially could be the next named system, and that would be Don here in the Atlantic Ocean. So where would Don go? Well, there's about a 300 to 400 mile spread of the direction of this thing, and it should arrive somewhere here in the Caribbean and into the Gulf of Mexico by the middle to latter part of next week. So a lot can happen from now until then, but something to keep our eye on. As you can see, we just don't know exactly the track, but one thing for sure, this is going to move westward. Depending if it goes northwest or continues on a westerly track, we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out. Just keep your eye on it, because we will. Low tide for this evening at 9:37 p.m. Sunset tonight at 8:28. You're taking your boat out. Expect a southwesterly wind this afternoon, 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 to 2 feet with light conditions in the bay. Our highs today will top out in the low 90s, so right about now. And then the showers and storms increase over the next few days with the remnants of that tropical depression number 4 I was telling you about. So we'll just have to fare and enjoy the 90-degree temperatures throughout the week.
I enjoy it in the AC, that's for sure.
Exactly.
All right, Josh, thank you. It's the end of an era for an iconic night spot in Sarasota, the 5 O'Clock Club, playing its final shows under longtime owner George Generoso, who bought the club about 20 years ago. Since then, has become a place to be for live music for both local and national musicians. Generoso says it's the music that made the club so special.
No, it's been a special thing. The musicians are the special part of it. That's the one that's a lot of the old musicians that have been here since I began. So it's a little hard on all of us, I think.
He says it took over the 5 O'Clock Club back in 1996. It was open until 2 a.m. last night before closing. The club now has new ownership. A former Beatles member celebrating a birthday today, and Hogwarts fans rejoice how the magic of Harry Potter is being reborn on the big screen. We'll tell you how in entertainment news.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALT named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Actor Shia LaBeouf is in trouble again. The 31-year-old actor arrested over the weekend on drunk and disorderly charges in Savannah, Georgia. He was released after posting $7,000 bond. LaBeouf has faced similar charges in the past. The actor is in Georgia filming the movie called The Peanut Butter Falcon.
Peace and love! Peace and love, everybody!
That's all Ringo Starr wanted for his birthday. The former Beatle celebrating his 77th birthday with a little help from his friends in Los Angeles. They gathered in front of the legendary Capitol Records building in Hollywood for a public birthday celebration. The sequel to Jurassic World is officially wrapped up filming. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is scheduled to hit theaters next June. The director broke the news on Twitter with a clip of star Chris Pratt showing off a dance move, which he tends to do. This will be the 5th movie in the Jurassic Park franchise. The Harry Potter film concert series is once again going on tour. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban will be performed live by a full orchestra. The concert series debuted last year. It includes hundreds of performances across the more than 35 countries around the world through 2018.
To see that entire film screened on the big screen, usually anywhere between 40 to 50 feet wide. I mean, quite a big screen. And of course, the added bonus of having this 85 to 90 piece live orchestra playing every note from the music score that we do pull out from the film and put into the orchestra on stage.
The closest the tour will get to us is the Straz Center in Tampa. That happens September 29th through October 1st. And that's what's, you know, I mean, the stories are so great in the Harry Potter series, but the music to those movies are what really brings them to life, I think. So to be able to hear a live orchestra play along with scenes from the movie, I think is a really neat opportunity.
John Williams, I went to one of those concerts where they played music from John Williams, and to hear it live with just the orchestra, it's unmatched. I mean, it's an experience all to itself.
Yeah, definitely. Josh, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful afternoon ahead, and we invite you back at 5 o'clock. Hope to see you then.